Oh, by the way, I'm a crumpler. I know. People lecture me like, you're such a savage. Happy? Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. So today I will be doing a mukbang because Karen requested more mukbang videos, so thank you. And I put a poll on Instagram asking what you all want to see me talk about. So the first two options were either reading my old diaries or Japan stories, and Japan stories won. So today I'll just be eating my lunch and then talking about my experience in Japan last year. So first, I want to talk about what I made today. So I just whipped this stuff up really quickly. So today we have this salmon avocado toast, and then I made an egg, the other half of the avocado, some spinach, and for dessert we have some watermelon. First, I'll just give a little background of why I went to Japan last year. It's a topic that I could talk about forever. Oh my gosh, I just yanked out my earring. These earrings were a gift from one of my host sisters in Japan. She actually mailed them over to me here for Christmas. So let me just show you here. So it's like a little origami crane, and it's so cute. Last year, I went to Japan for 1 month in the summer for a summer internship where I basically was kind of like a teacher. So a bunch of interns went and we were called group leaders. So the Japanese culture and school system teaches students to be very passive. They are often just copying down the notes. The teachers come in and out period after period and they're just copying notes down. They don't really have a chance to speak their mind, speak their opinions. The program is called the Summer Empowerment Program, and its objective is to help these Japanese high school students to become more confident, to be able to express themselves using English, to be able to engage in cross-cultural communication, to promote their public speaking skills and presentation skills, and to really help them become a global leader. Something like that. So I'm gonna eat this egg. Ooh, y'all missed that yolk. Every week you travel to a new city, new school, new host family, and it's just a lot of traveling, a lot of moving. This internship was honestly one of the best experiences I've had, but it was also incredibly draining, and I think that is something not a lot of people talk about when they're talking about it, because you kind of just talk about the highlights, but it really is exhausting because it's so hot. You constantly have to be on, because you are kind of that teacher, so you want to be very outgoing and active. And then after school, you hang out with the host families, all the students, so you don't want to just be super tired. It's really fun, and I really did have fun, but at the same time, it's mentally and physically exhausting as well. And it's also really hard because you're feeling very detached from your family because you're so, well, I was so immersed in the program. Anyway, so I'll talk a little bit about the program. I first went to Osaka, and the first intern group that I was put with, I really loved them, kind of like the Naniwa crew. So we started at Naniwa High School, and it was like me, Melissa, Shella, Anthony, Stacie, Jamie, Jason, Wendy, Steve, Sam, Patrick, and Eddie. And I felt like we really got along, and it made the first week so much more enjoyable because we kind of got to know each other and we would hang out with each other. So basically the first week was I feel like we all peaked in the first week, and we would talk about it too because we had an awesome facilitator, Dave, if you're watching this, and he really made the program very empowering for the students. I'll show some clips of Naniwa High School. All the students walk in, there's this shrine, and then they bow to the shrine, and then they all have to wear uniform. So this is their summer vacation, by the way. But they enrolled themselves in this summer school. It's super, super hot and humid in the summertime, but they have to wear uniform, and at this school, the girls had to wear like long skirts, long socks, a shirt, a sweater vest. Some of them wore a sweater vest over it, and I could just see that my host sister, the moment she would wake up and change in the morning, she was already sweating, and she has to wear that uniform. My morning routine changed every week, but roughly what we would do is we would wake up early in the morning. So I'd wake up around 6, and then I would go eat breakfast downstairs. My host mom would make me breakfast, and then I would go get ready, and then me and my host sister and we would go to school. So the commute to school was different every week because it just depends on where your host family lives. First week it wasn't too bad. We would just walk about 15 minutes to the train station. We would take the train to 2 stops and then walk a little bit, and then we would be at school. Now, the second week was a struggle. My host sister lived about an hour away from school. So that week I would wake up at 5:30 in the morning, eat breakfast, get ready. So we would take the car, drive to the station. We would stay in the train for about 40 minutes, and there were no seats because it was rush hour. So we would stand for 40 minutes in a very crowded, cramped train. And then we would get off the train, go on a bus for about 5-10 minutes. So the commute was about an hour, and we were going very far, all the way from Osaka to Wakayama. So that week, I was incredibly tired because I'd have to wake up extra early. And by the way, I slept like at 10 p.m. that entire month. It was so exhausting. And I felt bad because every night I tell my host family, like, it's like 9 p.m., they're not even sleepy yet, and I'm like, oh yeah, sumi, which means good night. I'll talk a little bit about host family life. Host families are so wonderful. I've been wanting to live with a host family ever since I was a teenager. And they are so caring and hospitable. There's a phrase in Japanese called omotenashi, which is kind of like Japanese hospitality. My host sisters would always let me take the bus seat or the train seat, even though I insist that they sit down. Like, they sit down, they have that heavy backpack they're carrying, but they would not let me stand. They just made me sit. My host mom, most of them would do my laundry every day, even fold all my clothes, my underwears and bras, everything, put it in my room for me. They just, oh my gosh, I gotta show you all the bentos they made. The bentos were one of my favorite things. I miss them so much. So for lunch, we packed lunch at school. Basically, the host families don't have to provide you with lunch because the internship gives you some money. My 4 host families were so nice, and they provided me with bentos every day. And I just want to show you some pictures of them, but they were so delicious. It was such a surprise every day. I would open it and just like be excited to see what today's lunch would be. And it was so tasty, and they just put so much effort. The host moms wake up so early. They're always the last one to shower and sleep because they let everybody shower first. They always wake up first to prepare breakfast, lunch. Japanese culture for women in the household is really tough. And this was a theme that we would talk about in this program school too. We would talk about, so my last 3 programs were women's empowerment programs. So we would try to teach these students how to empower themselves as young women, how to become more active in society and not just become a passive player. Because in Japan, if you look at I know a lot of people when they watch mukbangs, they like to see people eat it and not just hold it. So I'm gonna eat this for you. So this name tag is actually from last year, and it has my name on it, Katrina, and I underlined cat and drew a little cat because it's just a lot easier for the students to call me Cat. So every week I would introduce myself. Hi, my name is Cat, like cat. So every week we would get a booklet. This is kind of our textbook for the week, and we have all the lessons in there. These were the 5 main ideas, kind of like the motto, and our first facilitator really emphasized these 5, and I feel like they really helped empower the students because they would try to remember these things and it would make their presentation so much better. So the first one is loud voice, 2nd is eye contact, 3rd is body language, 4th is don't worry about making mistakes. And that is actually a big one because in Japan they are taught that it's not okay to make a mistake. They need to be perfect, and so these students, they're so afraid of doing something outside of the norm or outside of their comfort zone because they're so scared of making mistakes. So we really wanted to drill it in them that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be scared, to be nervous, but to get yourself to do it despite being scared, that is where you're going to feel empowered. And that's where we want to get to together. And the 5th one is keep going, you can do it, relax and have fun. So that was kind of one that we kind of added in there. Even if you're scared, just remind yourself you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I would actually make my students stand in front of a mirror, stand up like this, doing a power pose, saying, I can do it, repeating them like over and over and over again, and it would really make them feel good. And a lot of them told me that their favorite phrase at the end of it is, I can do it. It was so good. I'm really proud of myself for cooking this up so fast. Okay, done with that plate. The goal I had for each program, each school, would be to remember every person's name at the end, and I actually succeeded in my goals. So this is how I started learning names at the last school, because there were just so many girls and I couldn't keep up with them. Each day was so fun, and I did so many things that I would not have been able to do had I just gone with friends or as a tourist. First, living in a Japanese home is such an amazing experience to be able to eat their food. Their food is so amazing. I love the breakfast, dinners. So they always offer to give me beer for dinner, and I always have to tell them, oh no, I just want water. Like, water's my favorite. The first two things I would tell each host family when I went there is that, oh, I don't really like sweet desserts. I like fruit, and I drink water. And that I go to the restroom a lot. I like have a really small bladder. If I learned one thing about myself through that program, is that people can really adapt. As I said, each week we would go to a different school, a different family, different city with a different teacher, different interns, and the level of their English would change. So I remember one week I went from very low level, so I would have to speak very slow, and I was very used to students not responding when I posed a question, or if I was trying to start a discussion, they would just not speak. The next school was the advanced students. So they were really outspoken, and they were just volunteering left and right, and I was just so amazed and happy. And then they actually told me that, Katrina, I think you talk a little bit too much. So that was so funny. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like stop talking so much, because I was used to having to fill in those silences, but for them, they didn't need that. I think learning that, you know, we can adapt. We can adapt to these new situations, new circumstances, new people. And it was hard, but it was really nice, because you only get 1 week with each family. By the time you get used to how things are run, you have to say goodbye. Every Sunday we would basically say goodbye to the family in the morning, and it was really emotional, and we would often cry, and then you're on the train to the next family. It was pretty inorganic, because you never really have to say goodbye like that and then boom, get ready to like pep yourself back up to start all over again, right? And you would have to, it was kind of a routine after a while. You would kind of be sad, and then you use that commute time to just relax and just kind of think about everything that went in that week, and then all of a sudden, boom, hi, I'm Katrina, I'm from LA, Chinese American, here are my pictures, oh, I have a YouTube channel, and you want to be the best because this is their first time seeing you, so you don't want to like lose your energy as each week goes on, but naturally, you kind of do, so it's like a fight, but it was really, really great. I'm so thankful for my host families. Ooh, another cool thing that I did was Nagashi Somen party. I only remember that because we were like, Nagashi Somen party!
Nagashi Somen party! Yay!
It's this really like cool thing where, I think the real thing is you use bamboo, but the artificial one that you make, they actually make a toy or this little machine that does it. So you put noodles on top, and there's water running. I'll show you some videos. And the noodle just goes like along this kind of water slide, and then everybody's standing at different angles, and then you just grab it with your chopsticks, catch that noodle, and then you dip it in your sauce and eat it. And it's just like a really fun group activity to do. Some random facts. So when we go to school, in most of the schools, when you go in, there's like this locker room for your shoes. You take off your shoes that you wear outside, and then you wear your school slippers. So they're like little house slippers, and then I'd slip them on and then go into school, and they were often way too big for me. Oh, if there's elevators in the school, the students can't use the elevators, they're only for the teachers. So a lot of times the cafeteria is all the way on the bottom or all the way on the top, and they wouldn't be able to use the elevators. So sad, it was so hot too. Ooh, and there are no paper towels in the restroom. But everybody carries a little handkerchief, little towel, so you can wipe your hands there. And ooh, in the toilets, there's something called a sound princess. So there's this little button that's on the wall of each stall, and if you click it, it'll start going like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Makes a bunch of sounds so that if you're taking a number 2 or you know you need a fart or something, you can have a little bit of distraction and noise. So that was something really cool. So what you hear is true. After school, the students do help clean up. So I didn't see this at every single school, but some of the schools, you know, the students would grab their grab the mop, grab towels, grab the brooms, and they would just start cleaning the room. It's really amazing. They're really disciplined. Girls can't dye their hair, they can't wear makeup, they can't paint their nails, they can't wear body jewelry, they can't have piercings, tattoos, anything like that. And when they saw us wearing, you know, even a little bit of makeup, like our hair was dyed or we had nail polish, they were just so envious, like, oh, we really want to do that. Wow. Okay, wow. I feel like this is more like a run through the program, which I guess this is what the video was supposed to be. I don't know if this is what you were thinking it was gonna be, but it's okay. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, I want to give you a big, big high 10. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go do the dishes now. So let me know if you want to see more mukbangs or any other kind of videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!